Hey there. Never mind me. Never mind me. And I know it's not very polite to do what I'm doing and to eat in front of people. It's probably not doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense to eat in front of people on a live video. You could imagine somebody smarter than me. Thank you. Probably wouldn't be eating a feast of mac and cheese and hot dogs. Which, by the way, is a delicious, delicious, delicious dinner. I'm going to keep eating it. I'm going to try and do it as neatly as I can. And anybody out there that's disgusted by my behavior, I don't blame you. Because I would never tune in and watch a dude eat anything, much less a tub of mac and cheese and hot dogs. However, I'm particularly fired up this evening and I wanted to talk. Good evening, Kimmy Cat. How are you? I'll tell you what, it's tasty. 3 all beef hot dogs. And a Bob Evans serving 2 or 3 of mac and cheese. But I just got back. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening to you. My name is Ken Tracy. And hello from Rogers Park. My name is Ken Tracy, and I do a live show every morning on various social media platforms called Coffee with Ken. And I've been doing it for 5 years, and during my 5-year journey, I started in a dark place. I was drinking alcohol every night. I was smoking pot. I was doing a bunch of bad things. And one thing has led to another, and I've had highs and lows financially, relationship-wise, spiritually-wise, health-wise in the last 5 years. And I'm currently waiting tables, kind of rebuilding, putting the pieces of my fragmented life back together. But I'm doing it one step at a time. And I've been waiting tables here in Naperville for about the last 6 weeks. And because of that, one of the requirements to work in a place that serves alcohol is you get, it's called BASSET, BASSET, maybe 2 T's at the end, certified. And I don't know what the acronym BASSET exactly stands for, but it stands for something, I'll promise you that. But I think the bottom line is learning how to responsibly serve alcohol to consumers. And I was sitting there, and it's a 4-hour class. Let me tell you. It was a 4-hour class. And the more I sat there and the longer I sat there, the more I realized there's no responsible way to serve alcohol. And all of us, everybody in there, in all the restaurants, what people are doing by making us take these classes is acting like we're being responsible. Governments are giving out certificates to me, the server, to pass the blame and act like we did our best. But everything I learned in sitting through this 4 hours of class is alcohol is horrible for us, and we all know it. And we all know it. We all kind of laugh it off and laugh at Uncle Ricky, who wore the lampshade at the wedding and died of a heart attack 3 years later. And I tell you what, they were telling us things in this class, like you got to be careful and make sure underage people don't drink because their brains aren't formed correctly. And if they drink, they might act in a crazy manner. And it wasn't because the people were underage that they were acting in a crazy manner. It was because they were drinking alcohol. And people do stupid things when they drink. And I don't think there's a safe amount of alcohol to drink or a responsible amount of alcohol to drink or a way to serve it responsibly. And what they are telling us about carding people and identifying fake IDs and what we should be doing, it's just empty words, and they're not meaning it at all. They're just saying it because they're supposed to. And the reason we allow it is for money. And all these businesses and all these beautiful towns across the country and all these great places that probably sell great, great foods make all their money selling alcohol. And just sitting through this class, was ridiculous. One of the leading causes of death of alcohol is choking on your own vomit. Seriously. I'm not laughing. I mean, how gross is that? How gross is that? If you're vomiting, we're consuming things. That's one of the biggest risks, just one of them, is it's going to be so bad for us, we're going to vomit and we might pass out and choke on it. But we still do it. And we all still do it. I don't happen to do it, but I did it for most of my life. Do I see it as a moral quandary to work at a restaurant that serves alcohol? Absolutely. Absolutely. And what restaurant doesn't serve alcohol? They all do. I mean, McDonald's doesn't, but, And I got out of there, and I was talking to the cop that gave the meeting, and go, wow. And I was, wow. And I told him I hadn't drank in 3 years, and he goes, oh, wow, that's great. I wish I didn't, but I still do. This is the cop telling me it. He's the liquor department cop. He wishes he didn't drink, but he still does. So I don't know what my point is going to be or if there's going to be value from this. But as a guy who has had a DUI and isn't in prison or dead now, it was only out of, not only did I have a DUI, but I drank and drove a lot. And we all have. I know I might be getting judged by this, but we all do it. I see it every day. I see it at bars in Naperville. I see people staggering around. And yes, the numbers are going down from where they were maybe 10 or 20 or 50 years ago, but we all do it. And shame on us as a society for allowing it to go on for money. And I'm not into big government, and I'm not into prohibition, and I believe, I honestly don't want the government saying alcohol should be illegal, because I just don't think that works. I don't think that makes sense. I think people should be able to do what they want to do in their homes or what have you. But just sitting through this 4-hour class kind of blew me away. And I'm looking around, and they're talking about responsible service and how we're supposed to do it. And I'm thinking about all the bars and all the restaurants that I've been in and seen guys falling down drunk, and they're telling us signs we should look for when somebody's intoxicated and how it's illegal to serve alcohol to somebody that's intoxicated. Heck, go into any bar or any restaurant in the country right now, and you're going to see it happening all over. But we kind of pretend that we're trying and we're doing the right thing. And I'm not sure what the solution is. I think having open conversations such as this about it is probably the solution. Yeah, Uber's good, but it's better. Yeah, it's better. But I think we need to be open about what alcohol is. It's a dangerous drug. It's a dangerous drug that kills people. It's socially acceptable. But I was telling the cop, I used to go into Walgreens and pick up my 12-pack of Heineken. But near the last 10 years of my drinking, I started realizing that Walgreens is just a drug dealer. And I started feeling like I was realizing I was shopping for drugs by walking through the alcohol aisle. And just because it's socially acceptable doesn't make it okay. And honestly, yeah, maybe having a glass of wine or three a week or something like that might be okay. But I think the number of people that do that is so small. And so I'm going to say again, I don't think there's any safe amount of alcohol to consume. Uh, yeah. I'll go on. I've joined a couple groups over on Facebook, and one was a mental health, uh, depression, and anxiety forum. And I cannot tell you the negative stuff that's coming out of people's mouths. And there's thousands and thousands of people on it. And they're all wondering if life is worth living or if life is beautiful, or saying they don't want to go on, or saying they need to have one last conversation with somebody. And I'm also on a bunch of sobriety groups. And I can't tell you how big these groups are, and all these people struggling with alcoholism and drug addiction and this and that. And I think the world just needs to be a little more honest about who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Alcohol is, and I'm not saying it's illegal, it should be illegal, but because it's a huge business. And the government's involved in it, and the government taxes us on it, and it's their drug dealers. They are complicit in the drug dealing that is going on. And to sit in a meeting today about responsible alcohol service, I'm looking around, I'm hearing the dangers of it, I'm watching the videos, I'm seeing the demolished cars, the loss of life, the diseases it causes, the anxiety, how it increases your depression. But we're supposed to be able to do it, responsibly. And my point is, there's just no responsible amount of drinking alcohol, or it's so few and far between. It's so few and far between. And all these alcohol companies that come out and say drink responsibly, they don't want you to drink responsibly. They want you to be falling down drunk, because that's how they make the most money. And the government might not come out and say it, but they're in it as well. And we're all, as society, shame on us, complicit in this scam that is this massive, massive, massive industry that is allowed to continue and do what it does at the cost of millions. I mean, a huge loss of life, a huge loss of quality of life, a huge cost to the mental health business, and it's all done for the dollar. And again, shame on us as society. And again, I don't want alcohol to be illegal, but we should at least be open and honest. We should be open and honest about what we're doing and talk about it and say, holy crap, it's poisonous and it's stupid. And you're burying your emotions and you're hiding from your feelings and you're not fixing any problems. And it's not a party drink, and you're not partying when you're drunk. You're just being dumb. And you're just being dumb. And again, just sitting in that meeting today, I was blown away. Somebody asked me if I consider a career change into something where there is no booze. I think, I was talking to it a minute ago, all those groups with those people struggling with depression and anxiety and mental health, I think I could help them. I think I could help them because I've been them. I've been there. I've done that. I've been through it, and I'm on the other side feeling better and getting better every day. All those people on those sobriety groups, I think I could help a good chunk of them. I think I could help coach people to sobriety or through sobriety and take ownership of their problems and fix their the root of their issues. And get down deep and really help people. And right now, I'm doing what I'm doing because it's paying the bills. But I don't think it's a long-term solution to anything. And again, was just blown away sitting in this meeting led by a cop talking about all the dangers of alcohol, but we were almost like winking, going, yeah, but we're going to keep doing it. We're going to tell you to be responsible, but, nothing's going to change. Yeah, some more people will take Uber, and hopefully more people will stop drinking, and I do think that's a trend. But I was just blown away sitting in this meeting, openly talking about how horrible it is, and then pretending that it's the waiter's responsibility to solve all of society's issues, to be the stop sign that stops this $1 billion business from rolling on. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I was just fired up, and I wanted to hop on tonight and share my thoughts about drinking alcohol. It's bad for you. I don't think there's any safe amount. I think everyone that says they have, I used to tell my doctor I had 2 or 3 a night when it was 4 or 6. And then after a while, it became 6 or 8. So if you're out there and you're telling somebody you might drink 3 times a week, you probably drink 5. And if you say you drink 1 or 2 drinks a night, you probably drink 3 or 4. And I think if we were honest on what we were doing and what it was doing to our bodies, or what it was doing to society and relationships and marriages and families, because it's toxic as hell. And it's toxic as hell. So I think that's all they have. I think that's all I have for you tonight. But I wanted to hop on and talk alcohol for a little bit. Wanted to talk alcohol a little bit, but I feel pretty strongly about it. I kind of think it's a path for me as a guy that, abused alcohol most of his life, has a DUI, drove drunk a bunch, only was caught once, and was fortunate never to cause any serious damage to myself or anybody else. And I know it is not just me. And I know when they tell us about over-serving customers and it's illegal to do, I think it's said with a wink, because you could go in any bar in Naperville right now and there'd be a guy that's way overserved. And I don't even like the expression overserved, because it's putting the onus on the bar or the waiter. And I just don't think that's a fair responsibility to put on some guy that's trying to pay his bills by waiting tables, or a bartender trying to pay her bills by waiting tables or by bartending. I think it's a silly responsibility. We know if we sell alcohol in restaurants that that's where we're making our money from. And to act like we're the police in any way and should be the guardian at the gate, I think is silly. But yeah, just wanted to share a few thoughts with you. I appreciate you guys for hopping on. I really do. And I enjoy this, and I go live every morning on For Coffee with Ken. And but wanted to hop on because I was kind of fired up and wanted to just get that off my chest and share those feelings and those thoughts. Yeah, I don't know what good they're going to do, but maybe somebody out there will be watching or watch this taped on a different social media platform and say, hey, I've been wanting to quit for a long time, and maybe this is God's way of sending me a message that now's the time to stop. And again, I've said it before, you don't have to go to a meeting if you want to quit. You can quit right now. You don't have to go through 12 steps. You can realize drinking is unhealthy for you. I'm not saying anything against AA or doing the 12 steps. If it works for you, great. But you can stop drinking right now. and you don't have to go to any meetings or sit in a room or a circle or sing kumbaya. If you think alcohol is negatively impacting your life, I encourage you, stop right now. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you. Hope you have a wonderful day. Hope you have a great, great evening. Hope you're feeling good. I hope you're loving yourself. I hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.